As I continue to revamp my overall credit card setup, I just went through with something I thought I would never do, and I just canceled my American Express Gold Card. With the highest multipliers in dining and groceries, it was very hard to make this decision, but in this video, we're going to talk about why I decided to go through with this cancellation, and it may not be for the reasons that you think of, as well as what is my plan going forward for the dining and grocery categories that I am losing. And for many people watching this video, this may not be a surprise because of the level of hate that this credit card has been getting as of late. And that is mainly due to its recent refresh that we've seen around 11 months ago. And as we know, the Amex Gold recently had its annual fee raised to $325 a year from $250, and it was crowned the king of coupon books. And that is because the American Express Gold added two additional coupons that you need to utilize on an annualized basis to capture that $0 effective annual fee. And all of us here in the points and miles game strive for that $0 effective annual fee on premium credit cards. And to do so here, you need to utilize your Uber credits, your Grubhub credits, and your Dunkin' Donuts credit on a monthly basis and capitalize on that biannual Resi credit. If you are able to do all of these in an annualized basis, you will bring down that effective annual fee into the negative numbers. But this was not the main reason why I canceled this credit card. Many people experience what's called credit fatigue, where they kind of get over having to utilize these credits on a monthly basis. But I personally loved doing so. I would look forward to the first of every month to buy a latte at my favorite shop, utilizing that Uber Eats credit or Grubhub credit. I would look forward to taking my wife out to a dinner in Miami here and utilizing that Resi credit. But that last credit was definitely a turning point for me. Not the definite decision to cancel the card, but that $84 Dunkin' Donuts credit was getting zero mileage for me. Even in another video where I showed you guys how you can virtually load your Dunkin' account and kind of stockpile those $7 increments, it was just sitting there and I was never using it. So when I subtract that $84 to the kind of effective annual fee that you calculate, the benefits were just meeting that annual fee right at the nose. I was getting $340 of credits for a $325 annual fee. So we had to start looking at the multipliers to make up for that area of spend to capitalize on this credit card actually making sense. And if we take a little deep dive into my income statements, because I like being transparent with you guys can see how I make these decisions. In 2024, when I was all in on the American Express Gold and earning those Amex membership reward points, I spent around $16,000 solely on groceries and dining. That is the only area of spend I would put on this card. And when you compare it to my 2025 numbers, it was only $4,000. That is a 75% decrease to the amount of spend I'm putting on this card. And that is mainly because I am allocating my kind of dining and other spend to other credit cards to hit those lucrative sign up bonuses to get me more travel for me and my player too. But at the moment, if you've seen my previous YouTube video, you're aware that I'm funneling almost all of my expenses into my Hilton Surpass. Not only because I'm frequently staying at Hilton properties, but I am going for that second free night credit after I spend $15,000 in the entire calendar year. And I value these free night credits so high because I just utilized another free night credit within Hilton to book a $1,000 plus 5-star resort in Rome overlooking the Colosseum. And when you combine this benefit to the other sign up bonuses that I got along the way over these last 12 months, including the Chase Business Unlimited, which after spending $6,000, I achieved 90,000 Chase Ultimate Reward points. I achieved the 5 free nights on the IHG Premier after spending $4,000, which I'm utilizing later this year in Portugal. I also achieved 2 Hilton honors, including myself and my player 2, which got us 200,000 Hilton points. A Hilton Surpass that got us 135,000 Hilton points plus a free night credit. And lastly, I just hit this past month a second Chase Sapphire Preferred where we captured that 100,000 point elevated offer. So as you can see, instead of funneling all of my spend on my American Express Gold like I did the previous year, I'm kind of spreading the love across all ecosystems and unlocking immense value and getting additional free night credits along the way. Now, I know what some of you guys are probably thinking. Why am I not utilizing my rental payments to hit these sign up bonuses even faster and keep my American Express Gold? While I don't hate that strategy by any means, a lot of people have great success doing so, guys. I am more the style of person to avoid that kind of $95 service charge since my rental payment's around $3,000 and just organically hit these sign up bonuses with my monthly spend. I usually have no issue hitting kind of at $4,000 to $6,000 of spend over 90 days if I just allocate my bills to that specific credit card, which is where I started to see the American Express Gold lose its value in my wallet. While I was paying that $325 annual fee, I was allocating all of my spend to these other credit cards to hit these sign up bonuses. And if we take my kind of prior year's spend of $16,000, that would have yielded me another $400 worth of Amex MR points if I utilized just 4x in groceries and dining. But instead, I was able to achieve in the thousands across Chase, IHG, as well as the Hilton American Express credit cards by just taking that spend and moving it elsewhere. Another roadblock that led me to make this decision was when Hawaiian Airlines announced that they were no longer going to be a transfer partner for the American Express membership reward point. As we know, we had that loophole of sending our Amex MR points into Hawaiian Airlines and then from Hawaii into Alaska. This unlocked essentially us being able to book American Airlines and Alaska Airlines flights with our Amex MR points. Having a huge American Airlines footprint here in MIA, this was a large utilization of all of my Amex MR points. So when they announced that we were losing this was the last straw for me making this decision to cancel the credit card. So when you combine not allocating spend and the loss of one of the biggest utilization of my Amex MR points, this decision became apparent for me. Moving on to the last thing that I did prior to canceling my American Express Gold was to kind of shoot for an ambitious retention offer. I'm going to crown myself the king of getting denied for retention offers as I've tried the last 3 years of holding my American Express Gold and has always been denied. And I showed you guys earlier in the video that I put a decent amount of spend on this card. So I want to believe I don't look like a point seeker just wanting additional points. And I've always been denied. But this time that I went in legitimately about to cancel my credit card, they offered me 15,000 Amex membership reward points when I was going to spend $2,500. So this isn't a bad kind of return on spend to keep the credit card, but it would only yield around $150 worth of points. While this was a nice little addition, the main reason why I still denied this and canceled the credit card was that my wife has zero American Express colored credit cards, meaning she has never had the green, the gold, or the platinum. So when a juicy sign up offer comes for that American Express Gold in the future, and I'm ready to allocate that spend back on that credit card, I will easily go in again and get another American Express Gold for my permanent credit card rotation. Now that I've successfully canceled my American Express Gold and coming into present time, where am I going to allocate my spend not only for groceries but for dining? And if you saw my previous video, you know that I'm allocating a large amount of my spend to the Hilton Surpass. So I have no issue utilizing those multipliers on my Hilton Surpass for both dining and groceries. But eventually, when I do hit that minimum area spend and trigger that second free night credit, which as we know have four-figure values depending on where you utilize it, such as in the Maldives, Cabo San Lucas, I'm personally using mine in Rome, Italy at $1,000 resort per night. So these are some lucrative offers that you're getting on a already staple credit card in my wallet. But after that is all said and done, and I've triggered that additional free night credit, wow, this credit card gets so much hate. I'm going to be putting it on the Built MasterCard. Having such a large neighborhood dining footprint for the Built MasterCard, I am consistently getting upwards of 4 to 6x on all of my dining in the area where I live. Now, this mileage may vary for some people because if you do not have a big neighborhood dining footprint, you are just going to get that base level 3x multiplier when you eat out and pay with your Built MasterCard. Aside from the value that I'm going to be getting from the dining multipliers and the neighborhood dining program, the Built MasterCard also earns me around $30 of Built points by just paying my rent statically every single month. So when you add these two things together, I'm generating a decent amount of Built points just by utilizing rent and dining on this credit card. And the most compelling reason why I've decided to do this is their transfer partners. Because as we know, the Built MasterCard and the Built ecosystem not only has access to the world of Hyatt, being only one of two ecosystems that does, but it also has access to Alaska Airlines. So since we lost that Alaska loophole with the Amex MR points, I still have access to it by utilizing my built points and transferring them directly into there. So I still have a little bit of Alaska points left over because when they made that announcement, I did send my remainder MR points into Alaska. So any other flights that I need to book, I will just supplement them with built points. But all in all, I don't understand why the built MasterCard still gets hate to this date, even though it is a $0 annual fee credit card that costs you nothing to keep in your rotation. But I can't wait to see what the future holds, guys, by utilizing my built card to generate these points, as well as continuing to generate free night credits with myself and my player 2 utilizing the Hilton ecosystem. Well, guys, while it's goodbye for now for my American Express Gold, I don't think this is it forever. And I definitely see myself grabbing a second American Express Gold in the future. But I'm super excited going forward with this new strategy. And that is the best part about the credit card points and miles game, guys. You can consistently change your rotation, especially if you have access to a player 2 in their 524 spots. So you can consistently change up and subtract credit cards as necessary. But if you enjoyed this video, guys, feel free to like, comment, subscribe as it directly supports my channel. And if you want another credit card center video, I'll have one right here for you guys.